Imagine you're walking across campus when someone suddenly collapses. People gather around, but no one knows what to do. Every second counts, and you wish someone knew first aid. Situations like this happen every day. And basic first aid knowledge can mean the difference between life and death. Unfortunately, situations like this happen every day. According to the American Heart Association, only about 40% of people who experience cardiac arrest outside of a hospital receive cardiopulmonary resuscitation, mostly known as CPR. From a bystander before emergency responders arrive, they have knowledge of CPR, and if they use that knowledge they can double or even triple a person's chance of survival. Although I'm not a healthcare professional, I am currently taking a course learning CPR for the certification through the Code 1 CPR training. As a part of preparing for this speech, I combined what I've learned and also researched for this speech. I trusted that information or organizations from the American Heart Association, the American Red Cross, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The more I learned, the more I realized first aid and CPR aren't only skills for healthcare providers, but they're skills that everyone should definitely have. My name is Angel Hicks, and today I want to persuade you that learning basic first aid and CPR should be absolutely mandatory to adults. By the end of my speech, I hope you'll see the point of what I want to make and the skills that I'll be telling you that will be able to save lives. Emergencies don't wait until a doctor or paramedic arrive. They happen in classrooms, at work, during sports events, or even driving, or while you're with your family members at home. Imagine you're eating dinner and a family member suddenly begins choking or they collapse. Or you're at a park, or a child falls and they are no longer breathing. Knowing basic first aid allows you to provide immediate care while waiting for an emergency. According to the American Heart Association, performing CPR immediately after someone goes into cardiac arrest can double or triple their chances of survival. The truth is, most of us hope that someone nearby will know what to do. But what if someone else isn't there? What if you're the only person who can actually help? One reason people hesitate during emergency isn't because they don't care. It's because they're afraid that they'll make a mistake and lack the confidence to step in. According to the American Heart Association, surveys show that only about half of Americans say they would perform CPR because they wouldn't perform CPR because they're afraid of hurting, or they simply forget in the moment what to do. Instead of freezing in panic, trained individuals know how to assess the situation, call for help, and provide official care. That confidence can make an enormous difference during that first few minutes of an emergency. Along with the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, according to quickly addressing to injuries and medical emergencies can reduce complications and improve outcomes before an emergency medical services do arrive. When more people know the knowledge of basic first aid, communities become better prepared during unexpected emergencies. If you think about it, if someone you love suddenly needed help, wouldn't you want the people around you to know what to do, or even you know what to do? The more people know first aid, the safer our communities become. Think about Deltec's campus, any campus. Thousands of students, faculty, staff are there every day. Accidents and medical emergencies can happen at any time. If more people were trained in CPR and first aid, there would be a greater chance that someone nearby could respond to an emergency before officials arrive. In the same in truth for workplaces, restaurants, sporting events, and even in our neighborhoods. Learning first aid isn't only about helping strangers. It prepares us to help people we love the most. Some people may argue that making first aid training mandatory would be too much time or too difficult to fit into someone's busy schedule. I completely understand that concern. Many people have classes, jobs, family responsibilities, and other commitments that they have. However, first aid training does not have to be overwhelming. Many courses are short, flexible, and can even be built into school orientation, workplaces, or community programs. If we make first aid education as a regular part of learning, more people will have a chance to gain these amazing life-saving skills without becoming a major burden. For my closure, the next emergency could happen absolutely anywhere. In a classroom, work, at home, and we can't predict when someone will need help in general. But we can prepare how to respond to such a situation. Learning first aid isn't just a skill. It's a skill that could save someone's life, a parent, friend, or even your own life. I understand that some people may worry about the cost of taking a first aid course. Not everyone has extra money just laying around, and that's an absolute valid concern. However, learning a skill like that could one day really save a life, and you can invest that further on into the future, and it's definitely worth making. Many communities also offer affordable or even free first aid CPR classes through local organizations, fire departments, hospitals, schools, or community centers. Making these resources accessible would ensure that everyone has the opportunity to learn these life-saving skills. I highly encourage you to support first aid education mandatory in schools, and to consider making a certified first aid for you to take a first aid course yourself. One day the knowledge you learn could really make a difference.